Hi guys! I wanted to talk to you about some things I've seen in Airsoft that might not be healthy for the sport, or hobby, or whatever you want to call it. When you form a group, an unwritten rule of group dynamics is that you have to push away at a third party to make the group stronger. Either exclude a person from the group, or just find another group to say, hey look, we're not like them, we're so much better than this other team. When you form a team or you're in a group, even if it is at work or your family or at like an Airsoft team or just your friends, just be aware that the rules of group dynamics, it's everywhere. Just remember that you're an individual, and if it weren't for this group that you're in, maybe you wouldn't behave in the way you're behaving because of your position in the group. You've made your own rules for how to survive in a group. Maybe you're the clown of the class, or maybe you're the dominant type, or maybe you're the quiet guy. It doesn't matter, because you're good at the person that you are. That works for you, because that's how you've survived this long. And if you just keep doing what you're doing, everything will work out fine. I was at a party and we were gonna start drinking, and everyone was like quiet, and we didn't know each other, so I'm often the clown of the group. I like to make people happy by joking, but at this party I thought, what the hell, just let's not be the clown this time, let's try to be dominant. So I took control of the conversation, and it was an interesting experience. So maybe there's two things. I mean, if you're accustomed to the way you're behaving in a group, try something new. Try to be I mean, you're always gonna have to be yourself. What I mean is, like, try to experiment a bit. Try going out of your comfort zone. Maybe you don't always have to be the dominant person. Maybe you don't always have to be the clown of the group. Maybe you don't always have to be quiet. Yeah, so experiment with that and be aware of the group dynamics. If someone's talking shit about something, it's probably because that person feels insecure about the group he or she is in. Maybe he's an attention seeker. Maybe he feels insecure about his function in the group. But why do groups always have to contend? Why can't we just exist without feeling insecure or having to brag about the group to make it stronger? Can't it just exist? Like the American TV shows that always say, hey, we got a great show tonight. Do they always have to say that, or can't they just get on with the show? Why do they have to contend? Why do groups always have to contend in the same way? We are a great group. Yeah, sure, great, but can't we just exist and let the group's awesomeness speak for itself? Why this insecurity? Why do we always have to push out and exclude and make someone else feel worse so that we can feel better? Can't we live without that? Well, there's a theory that maybe it's insecurity, but maybe it's also the natural mutation of a group. Like, say you've been in the forum for a long time and someone new comes in. I mean, unless that person behaves just like the forum wants, he's gonna be flamed and he's gonna be criticized for his extreme thoughts. And the same goes for Airsoft. I've read a couple of books about extremists and motorcycle clubs, and they all speak about this brotherhood thing. That they join this group, maybe it's Hells Angels, maybe it's Al Qaeda, whatever. They joined the group to find the security that the society they were living in couldn't offer them. So within these groups they found security and brotherhood. Yeah, and here's another thing, brotherhood. You don't hear any talk about women in these brotherhoods. There's a conservative mindset of this manly group that has to do manly things, and if you're not a man, you're gonna get excluded. especially in Airsoft, because it's all about looking cool. But with looking cool, there comes the thought, oh, what are the other guys gonna think at the field? I better not use this rifle, because then I won't be cool. I better wear the cry gear and the right camo and the little tape in the buckle on the chest rig, because that's how operators do. Those kinds of thoughts, they appear. So there's a pressure of people's expectations and the manly locker room mentality. There's a couple of things to look out for. If you're in a group with a bunch of guys and they degrade women or they talk shit about women, it's probably because they're used to that locker room mentality, and that's the way they perceive women, and I guess that they have to stand up for their views of the world. But maybe you can start to wiggle their opinions a bit, like start talking about, yeah, booth babes, they're nice, but do they know anything about the products that they're representing? Stuff like that. To sum up, just be aware of group dynamics. Be aware of locker room mentalities. Be aware of the exclusion factor that happens so often in groups. And what can we do to keep these groups open and open-minded and kind to other groups and other people who aren't a part of your particular group? Then maybe we could have a more friendly environment. That's all. Thanks. Goodbye.